One notable thing about the new Dune films is the look of the Bene Gesserit. They seem weirdly covered up from head to toe for some reason, almost always having some kind of veil or net across the face, and a loose, sleeveless mantle, I guess, that flaps around in the wind as if they put on garbage bags. Now, that is not to say I don't like the design. I actually do. It's weird enough to intrigue me, yet not too weird so as to put me off. However, I do wonder, why did they have to go with that? And actually, all of the Dune adaptations out there have the Bene Gesserit walking around in specific kinds of uniforms that make them stand out from the rest of the characters. Why is that? Why do all adaptations try to do it? Because here's the thing, I don't ever remember the Bene Gesserit in the books wearing any kind of recognizable uniforms. I even remember descriptions of individual Bene Gesserit across all 6 books wearing their own kind of specific clothing, which is far from uniform. And if you think about it, these women are in a sect that aims to have full control over humanity, and they employ all kinds of psychological tactics to exert power. Now, in what way exactly does a uniform look among the members of this sect give them any kind of leverage? If you want to be as manipulative as possible, you have to hide all of your cards, and that includes your outward identity. If you want to be a master manipulator, do you really want to walk around instantly recognizable as one of those manipulators? Of course not. You have to do just the opposite. You want to be completely unsuspected by those you seek to manipulate. So practically every film adaptation making them recognizable is actually really stupid. The problem is, though, as I mentioned earlier, I enjoy the design of their look, which makes me the main reason for the stupidity. Since it'll make them more easily recognizable by the movie audience, and because people like weird uniforms in sci-fi, the filmmakers don't care if it's stupid in practice. They'll always go with what's more marketable. And this is how we end up with the ridiculous notions of Bene Gesserit uniforms. As I mentioned, I like their uniforms in the new film anyway, and I have to say, I loved the ones in the David Lynch version even more. The insane shaved head, and the Tudor-style headdress, along with the garbage bag rustling dresses. I absolutely loved this design, and way more than this new one actually. However, the new one isn't bad either. It's seemingly inspired by the Lynch look. The black garbage bag fashion is back. However, the notable difference is the face veils and nets. Why did they decide to use those? To imply they're secretive because they hide their faces and thus make them look more mysterious? But I thought the Bene Gesserit had perfect control of their facial muscles and would never betray their emotions visibly, except in very subtle ways that can only be noticed by another fellow Bene Gesserit. Again, just like the entire uniform, it doesn't make any sense, but it does make them look cooler. So audience over logic as usual. Oh, and by the way, a moment of silence for the Bene Gesserit uniforms in the sci-fi Dune series. Whoever came up with this thing, you can just fuck off. At least they had the good sense to remove that giant butterfly hat in Children of Dune.